Welcome in. It is another Tuesday edition. I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you so much. If you are new to my channel, I'm Tammy. I'm the Siberian Wind, and I'm glad you're here. Um, we're gonna experiment tonight. That is exactly what we're gonna do. We are going to experiment. So I do apologize if I've got a lot of ums tonight. If I have a lot of I don't know what the heck I'm doings tonight. Uh, yeah, we may have a little bit of that going on. We're gonna get into a new project tonight. I am ready to just do something different. I have been working on client stuff all day. I sewed through some leather and a zipper today, and I'm ready for some quilting fabric and I'm ready for something different. So tonight is definitely going to be that. I can assure you, I can't assure you what it's going to look like or if we're even going to get anything finished, but we're going to at least get started. So in the chat, I see I've got Linda and Susan and Pam and Chloe. Guys, welcome in. Thank you so much. I see that Linda got her coffee. She's going to get some blocks together that she already wet. She's going to sew some blocks together that she already wet pieced. Susan's entering 3 quilts into the Washington State Fair this year. Susan, I'm so excited to see what the judges say. I'm super excited to see that. It is incredibly cool. Let's see. Susan's also started on one of her 2025 All Pacific Northwest Shop Hop quilts today. She ordered more fabric and she didn't purchase enough at the store. I'm with you on that. Let's see. My shop has all the Washington All Quilt Shop fabric on sale. I didn't do the shop, so not sure if I will pick up any. I understand that. Chloe says that she needs to sew, but she has to get the kids to bed. I understand that. We might run a little late tonight because we're gonna play. We're gonna play. I want to play. So that's what we're gonna do. Chloe says, I love different, right? I do too. Okay, so I'm not even turning Ricky on yet because I don't know how long it's gonna be before we get to her. But we're gonna go over the cutting table. So I'm gonna bring you guys over and I'm gonna show you what I've got, okay? And so this light is set for my ability to view it. So we're going to see if we can get you guys where you can see it. So that's what we're going to go for. So this is what I would consider vintage fabric. It is not the 1950s, 1970s, 1980s fabric. It is not that. But the gray is not vintage. It is Kona. It is actually what went into the quilt that went to Linda for Sew and Tell for giveaway. And same thing with the white. It is also Kona. It went into that quilt as well. So those are going to be my go-along fabrics. Susan says she needs to change the bobbin her Juki. Oh gosh. Welcome in, Jennifer. Glad you're here. Okay, so this white is going to go into this quilt. The gray is going to go somewhere as bordering. I don't know exactly where yet, but it's going to go in there. So let me tell you about the fabric. Let me tell you about this fabric. Let me get this out of the way. I just pressed this earlier, literally within 15 minutes of going live. Guys, I mean, that's how not prepared for tonight I really was, but it's because I wanted to do something new and I had no idea what I wanted to do. Okay, so this fabric, guys, it is bold. It is incredibly bold. Let me make sure I can see what you guys are seeing. Oh, wrong button. There we go. All right, I'm going to actually increase the size of my camera so you guys can see this a little bit better. And I'm going to change the settings on my, that's not what I was looking for. There we go. This is going to be a more accurate representation of what the fabric actually looks like. It's not exactly right, but it's closer. Welcome in, Debbie. Glad you're here. She says, good evening, everyone. Okay. So who all out there remembers Hancock Fabrics? Did you work there? Did you just shop there? Did you work inside there like me? I used to work inside of a Hancock Fabrics. and they had this line from it was their own line, and it was called Meliss, M''Liss. Welcome in, Lori. Glad you're here. Glad you made it. So they had this entire line of fabrics from Meliss, and this specific, okay, guys, see this fabric, see what this fabric looks like? Look at that. They do not look like they go together, but I will guarantee you this exact flower decal that's in here, it is a flower. I know it doesn't come up great on the camera, but that exact flower design is here as well as that color. So it's, it is what it is, but it is part of the line, believe it or not. So what I've got here, let's see, that's 3. This is 4. This one is 5 fat quarters, and that's a duplicate of this fat quarter. So I have 2 of this one particular fabric. I cannot get any more of this fabric. That is not happening. Susan says that they are the 3 that she had in the local fair last fall. Oh, gotcha. Sister worked at Hancock's for about 10 years. She probably recognizes this. So this, believe it or not, this fabric looks nothing like the rest of the fabrics, except that flower design is the same flower design. And this pink is the same pink that I'm seeing in some of the other fabrics. That is literally the only overlap, other than that it's from the exact same line. It is incredibly busy fabric. So those are all my fat quarters that I have. This fabric, I've got the whole big piece, plus I've got small pieces, and I have, oh gosh, how much of this do I have? I have 30 inches of this. So I have almost a yard of this. And it's folded in half, so I've got all of that. This fabric is also part of the line. It has little leaves. I know it may be a little harder to tell on camera, but it has leaves. Maybe you can see it well, if I can get it out of the light, you can probably see it on this camera. But I don't have selvage on it, but it is part of this line. And I cut off strips of that for some reason. I don't know why. Because it's obviously, I don't know. I have no idea what I did with it. There's this fabric, which is it is truly a floral print. Meliss Hawley was Washington pattern writer. Wonder if she had a fabric line. This is her fabric line from Hancock Fabrics. And it was exclusive to Hancock Fabrics, so you couldn't find this fabric anywhere else. So when Hancock Fabrics closed, the entire fabric line went with it. Let's see, I've got this one little strip. I think this is just under 6 inches, or just about 6 inches of this one fabric. And then I've got a just over 6 inch strip of this fabric. And I've got, probably 14 inches of this one, so not even half a yard. So I don't have any way to get any more of this fabric, so whatever I cut out of this is the last of it. I did a project years ago, and I hit a virtual wall. I was putting all of these fabrics right next to each other in this one quilt pattern that I had, that it decided that I wanted to do. And I was like, well, some of these really look good as a feature print, so I will do this as like a feature print quilt. And it looked absolutely crazy busy. And I ended up giving it away as a UFO that I will never finish, because I literally could not finish it. I could not even look at it, because it was all of these fabrics all right next to each other, all crazy busy. And I didn't enjoy it. I did not like it at all. It was just too much, way too much. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut all this down, and we are going to come up with what we can do with it. So I'm going to start with the smaller pieces first, the smaller strips that I've got. I'm going to cut those first. And we're going to see what the largest sizes we can get out of this are. And then we're going to kind of go down from there. So we're going to cut everything about the same size. I'm going to kind of go for 2 different sizes and see what we can get out of all of this. And see if we can get enough of any of it to make something. Let's see. Pam has 2 of her books. Oh, very cool. I did not know that she was still around, so that's really kind of cool. Bob and Chain, taking laptop to the table so I can sew and watch. Sounds like a plan, Susan. It definitely does. All right, so I do have a 24-inch ruler, so I'm going to grab that because I think I'm going to need it. I don't really want to fold these anymore. I just press them out. So, the less extra folding I have to do, the better. And these 2 strips are pretty close in size. So I'm going to line up the fold and put the fold back towards me so that I can kind of use the fold as my North Star, so to speak. All right, so it looks like I'm thinking, and hear me out on it. Let me know what you think. I'm thinking card trick. Do you think card trick would look good out of these fabrics? Because then I could, just do 1 card out of each fabric as I need to, and I can make it as big as I can and see what I can do from there. And worst case scenario, if I need to add the gray in because I only have 1 yard of the white, I could potentially do a little bit of other, creative cutting, if that makes sense. So one of the size blocks that I was looking at for a 6-inch block, I would need 3-inch for my half square triangles, and I would need it's 3 3/16. I really hate those kinds of measurements. So I'm not cutting a 16th. You have my guarantee we're not doing 16ths. Susan likes the card trick idea. Yes, thank you. Ray Ann, she says, good evening, Tammy and everyone. Thank you. And I can actually credit one of my local friends. She is doing a card trick quilt. And so when I saw the block, I was like, you know what? This would work for that. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can probably get a 3, and a 2.5. So I can't get 2 3. Well, you know what? Let's move it over just a hair, see if I can just trim off the bare minimum. And it looks like I might get 6 inches. So I could cut, let's see, it was 2, and so it was 3 inches for the one, and then 3/16. Let's translate that. 4/16 translates down to 1/4. Okay, so 3 and 3 1/4. So I can't get that out of this. Not unless I really fussy cut. So we're gonna go 2 3/4. Because it was 3 and then 3 1/4. So 2 3/4 and a 3. So that's what my strips are going to be. So for every 2 3/4 inch strip, I'm going to cut a 3-inch strip as well. And that's what we're going to go with. We're just going to come up with whatever size this comes up with, and we're just going to make it work. How does that sound? Just make it work? You guys like that idea? Welcome in, Rita. Glad you are here. Glad you made it in. All right. So I may not even make any blocks tonight. We'll just see how far I get with the cutting, because I'm going to have to cut the same out of the white and go from there. So we'll see if I get to sew tonight. So what is everybody working on? I know Susan, it just changed her bobbin out. Chloe's got to get the kids in bed before she can sew. What is everybody else working on tonight? It is a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday night. We've had good weather. Just making it work, making vlog. No, not possible. You haven't seen me create a whole lot of unique creations, Rita. But I have done a few that I've made work. I've done a few. I know you're being sarcastic, probably. All right. So there's my 2 3/4. And so that's going to be my half square triangles. And then we're going to do a 3. And that's going to give me my hourglass units. And so for some of this, there may be a little bit of waste, but you know, we'll go with it as we get to it. We will go as we get to it. So it said that I needed, oh, you know what? I need to go back and look, I guess, at what it said, what EQ said I needed for an hourglass, for a card trick block. EQ is great for planning, but I still don't even use it all the time. I'm just continuing to add to the new quilt I'm making with the strange blocks. Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. All right, so you know what? Let me see how many of each square I need. I'll go ahead and cut squares while we're at it. Let's make that work. Let's make it work. Okay, so I needed 4 of each in order to make, let's see, 4 of each for the background, 2 of each for the colors. Okay. So I will have to pair fabrics as I go, probably. Most of the projects she's done, she ends up, well, I'll just make it work one way or the other, right? Chloe says she thinks she's going to work on a block for her grandma's kitchen sampler because she should be able to finish it. Oh, good idea. Good idea. Finishes always will make you feel a whole lot better about the world in general, because then you have that little dopamine boost from having a finish. Oh, finishes are so worth it. They are so worth it. All right. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to run out of my white, my background. But we're going to see. We're just going to see. All right. So I'm not going to cut my smaller pieces out of with my bigger ruler. I don't need it for I don't need it for the smaller stuff. So we're not going to use it for the smaller stuff. All right. And this is my 3 inches. All right. And I got to remember to cut, that these are the 3-inch ones, not the 2 3/4. Because I don't want to mess that up. All right. So there's that. So that's 1 block's worth of that. Need to feel better? No. Oh, yeah. You definitely do need to feel better, Chloe. You are not wrong about that. I did get a little dopamine boost earlier, and so I'm kind of still writing that. I have not sewn on leather in I don't know how long. Like it's been a while. I know how to do it. I remember all the steps and tricks and tips and all of that. So I know what I'm doing sewing with leather, but I haven't done it in so long. And I did that earlier today, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Like, it came out perfectly, and I'm so happy because I'm done with that project now and I can stop stressing about it. I really hope there's some kind of end to that strike soon. That's crazy. Wreaths made using the wire frames but with tied fabric. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool idea, Rita. That's super creative. That's super creative. And then let's see, working on long arm quilting and taking breaks to sit and work on my grandmother's Dresden quilt for my daughter's birthday in 2 weeks. yeah, if her birthday's in 2 weeks, it's kind of time to get it done, right? Kind of time to get it done. I needed sewing time last night, or cutting time, or whatever. So I went to my guild for their open sew, and the doors weren't open. Like, we've been having issues with the building, and the doors didn't open last night. And so I went over to a friend's house and managed to get fabric cut, and didn't do anything else but got that cut, and it was exactly what I needed. Oh, you're very welcome, Chloe. Anytime. 3 weeks it'll be Susan's birthday. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so in random news, super random because I do not read CNN and we will not be bringing CNN topics to my channel. Today is National Ballpoint Pen Day. So if you have a ballpoint pen, today is the day where we celebrate the usefulness of your ballpoint pen. So, in case you needed random facts, you now have it. All right. So now I've got all my 3 inches cut from those strips. So now we're going to do the 2 3/4 from this strip set. No CNN, right? No CNN. Not here, anyway. Rita says she's hand-sewn a ton of leather, used her dad's industrial machines, which no longer have access to. Yeah, so Ricky will sew through leather. She is perfectly fine with it. But you still have to set everything up right. Because if you don't set things up right, you don't use the right needle, you don't use the right thread, it can be disastrous for the machine. So Ricky can sew through leather, and I proved it today. Proved it again today, we'll put it that way. So she can do that. All right, so I'm going to pair these up. So each one of these will make its own card. Let me get that scrap out of the way. So what day, Susan? What day of July is your birthday? It's not the 4th, right? You weren't born on the 4th, were you? I have a brother-in-law whose birthday is on the 3rd of July. And then I've got a whole bunch of birthdays that are coming up really soon. Leather looks at wrong needle and says another needle bites the dust, right? And the zipper I was sewing through is July 1st. Okay, very good. Very good. It's been since junior high since you sewed leather. Yeah. So this was for a client, and I was having to replace a zipper. And I think the most aggravating thing is that whoever did the zipper last, June 23rd, Rita. Okay, very cool. Very, very cool. Your birthday is right around the corner as well. Yours is a little bit closer around the corner than Susan's. Y'all are in a race. Mine is October 7th, in case you guys were wondering. And just letting you know. No, I'm just kidding. So I had to seam rip the zipper out of this garment for my client. And the person who put the zipper in last time glued it in place to hold it in place for them to stitch it. And the glue is everywhere. It was trying to peel apart the leather. It was just, no. One of my granddaughter's birthday is 18th, another granddaughter's 20th, and my dad's was 18th, and mine's 20th. Golly, everybody's got a June birthday in your family, huh? My family has like 3 of us, 3 of the cousins all had October birthdays. Nobody else in the family had October birthdays except the 3 of us. So it was kind of a special thing when I was growing up, because it was just the 3 of us that had the October birthday. So we always did an October birthday celebration. So, all right. So I've got one more cut to make. out of this strip set, and then I don't need any more of this strip set, so it will go in my scrap because I'm not gonna pair it up unless I just absolutely need to, and I know on this dark purple I don't have any more of it, so it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And these are gonna be whatever size they end up being. I mean, I'm not gonna resize them at all. They're just gonna be what size they're gonna be. So I think now that I've got my first sets cut, I'm going to go ahead and cut the fat quarters. I think I'm going to lay them all on top of each other and cut them next because there's quite a few of them, but then it's fast cutting and then it's out of the way. So I think that's what we're going to do next is the fat quarters. Just all these crazy fat quarters. And then I can come back and cut yardage later too. So, or the bigger pieces. I don't have a full yard of anything of this, but we'll cut the bigger pieces later. Because I want to have matched sets no matter what I do. All right. So are you doing anything fun for your birthday, Rita? And Susan, are you doing anything fun for yours? Or are you just treating it like it's another day? Because I do not subscribe to this treat your birthday like it's any other day mentality. Birthdays are to be celebrated. Because you only get your birthday, along with how many ever millions of people in the world have the same birthday as you. But your birthday signifies your accomplishment of making it to that birthday. So it's something to celebrate. Yeah, lots of close birthdays. It is. She has a lot in her family all at the same time. All right, I'm going to double count how many of these I got. This purple, oh, this is a different purple. I was like, wait a minute, I just cut purple. Did I miss something? This may be too many layers. We're going to see. I may be pushing it trying to cut all the fat quarters. I think that's what it is. I think it's going to be too many layers. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm going to call it. So we're going to do 4 and then I'll do 3. So we're going to do 4 first. As my lamp goes bouncing and you guys can't even see it. I haven't gotten to play with a block that I have not done in a while like this in a hot minute, so I'm super excited to be able to have the opportunity to play with a block like this. You tend to want to skip June. Dad passed away on June 10th. Oh, gotcha. I understand, Rita. Yeah, not everybody enjoys their birthdays. I feel like they should be celebrated in spite of whether you have good memories or bad memories. I feel like we should always create new good memories every year for our birthdays. But that's my mentality and that's how I make it through my birthday. If I can create new good memories for my birthday, that's what I want to do. For quite a few years, what I used to do on my birthday was I would make sure to get up before sunrise, well before sunrise, and I would go to whatever place I picked out the night before, because I didn't plan this well in advance. I would go out to whatever place I picked, and I would catch the sunrise. Like, I would take pictures of it, and then I would spend all day taking pictures. One year, the first year that I did it, I was taking pictures of gas prices. Oh my gosh, I should have done that every year. Because gas prices have changed so dramatically. But I didn't. So, it is what it is, but I kind of enjoyed doing that. I really did. It was kind of like a fun little tradition just for myself that nobody else could take away from me. I understand that, Rita. She's like, it's already July? Wow, oops. I'm going to treat myself to dinner at my favorite Mexican restaurant and get my free dish of ice cream from the local ice cream place just down the street. I like that plan. I like that plan, Susan. That is a very good plan. It does sound like fun, doesn't it, Chloe? I think it's a fantastic idea. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut my 2 3/4, and then I'm going to cut a 3, and then we're going to see what we got left, and if I can get another 2 3/4 and 3, we're going to do that. And I could cut 5 3/4, and then cut my strips out of that, and that's what I might do in the future. But at least for this first one, I just want to make sure, because I'm cutting through 4 layers of fat quarters and my rotary blade might be getting a little dull. I don't know why though. It shouldn't be, but it is what it is. My birthday this year is going to doctor to find out when they're going to do this much needed surgery. That's understandable. That is definitely something to do on a birthday. Not exactly what I would choose to do on my birthday. The one thing that I will never choose to do on my birthday is, I would never choose to work on my birthday. So, I think you guys will see me on my birthday this year, I think. We're going to make the card trick block. So, I have all these kind of vintage now materials, and I don't have anything else to do with them, but I want to use them. Yeah, you guys are going to see me on my birthday. It's going to be a show and tell Tuesday. But I'm going to make the card trick block. So we're just going to cut all of this down so that I have as much as I need to have to make as many card trick blocks as I can, because these are only going to be 6-inch blocks. I think that's what I sized it down to. Or it's going to be smaller than 6 inches. So we're going to just go with that. All right, so I am going to cut 5 3/4 because the 2 3/4 plus 3 makes 5 3/4. So we're going to cut the big strip, and then we'll cut it down. Let's see. And my puppy is up and getting into stuff, so if you guys see me just suddenly turn around and fuss at him, that's what's going on. Because I don't know what he's getting into. I could bring out the treats. That's what we may end up doing, is we may end up bringing out the treats. Oh, he's got one of his toys. I can hear him. I can hear him now. Oh, Rita, very cool. She says she did a quilt of this block not too long ago. That's awesome. Yeah, one of my quilting friends was working on a card trick block the other day, and so when I went looking for blocks to do that would probably meet the requirements that I had, then I was like, you know what, that would work. We can do that. Yeah, right, Chloe. She says, I don't mind working on my birthday, but you better wish me a happy birthday, right? That is like the most important thing. My birthday is in December, didn't get celebration as a kid, so now I put up Christmas tree on my birthday. I like that idea, Pam. I like that. That's a very cool way to do it. My husband's birthday is the day after his late mother's birthday. So his birthday got celebrated along with his mom's birthday. So, like, he didn't get his birthday to himself. So, all right, so I have a little bit left over. These are good for 1-inch strips. So I'm not putting them in my scrap box, like the bucket pile. They are going into their own pile. So we have had good weather too today. I'm super stoked about the weather. I was able to sit out on the patio. Yes, December is a rough time to have a birthday. But I was able to sit out on the patio and enjoy the warm temperatures while I was seam ripping that zipper out today. Oh, All right, so this is 12, so this may still be too many fabrics for me to cut through at one time. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut the 3-inch ones first. So I'm gonna lay these off to the side a little bit. And here's what I'm gonna do, because I'm me. If you do not feel comfortable doing this, then don't do this. So I'm gonna turn that strip and turn that one and turn this one. And the key with turning your strips is to make sure that when you turn them, you don't distort them any. Oh, Chloe says it rained for her in the middle of the day. Yeah, no, it didn't rain here at all. I'm kind of enjoying it. We have had a lot of rain lately, and the humidity was just getting to me. But we're past that now, so I'm kind of thankful for it. I would not give up our weather to save anything. I like it. I like my weather. Moved here for that exact reason, and I am not disappointed. Not disappointed a bit. So when you're doing something like this and you've got to cut and you don't know what your strips are going to end up being, like you don't know how many pieces you're going to get, always cut your largest pieces first, because when I cut these, I will know how many pieces I have that I can cut out of the other fabric. So like I don't need to cut all of the fabric for the 2 3/4 as long as I match up to these fabrics. All right, so these are the 3-inch strips. So I do need to come back here and cut off the selvage. And I don't particularly enjoy doing it this way, but I don't really feel like picking it up and moving it. And because these are 1 layer thick each, I do need to put them into pairs of 2. So I'm also going to do that as we go. Let's see, working for the school district, I had summers off, so there's only twice I ever worked on my birthday while working at a bistro. Ended up being a surprise birthday party for me that my bosses did. That's super sweet, Susan. So when the schedule would come out at Walgreens, when I was working at Walgreens, I would make sure that they knew that I was not working that day, whatever day my birthday was on, whatever, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day it was, that I was not working that day, because I did not want to have anybody be rude to me on my birthday. Weather's great. It's only 112 at 5:30. Yeah, right. She's moving into the deep freezer. I would have already been there, and I might have reserved you a spot. I don't know. Depends on what kind of mood I'm feeling. If I'd reserve you a spot in the freezer, because I would have already been in the deep freeze. Welcome in, Mona. Glad you're here, sweetie. Glad you're here. We are working on cutting some old Hancock fabrics to make some card trick blocks. So we're going to see how many we can make. And this is my fat quarters of it, so I'm having to divide it up as I go. And this is going to give me 3 blocks of each so far. So that's not too bad. That's just what I've cut so far. I could go ahead and cut the rest of this and then figure out how many blocks I'm going to get, but why? Why, right? Actually, I think I will, though. So I'm going to cut a 3-inch strip across these strips. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut the next one, because every 2 is going to give me 3 blocks. So that's 3 blocks right there. Okay, and it looks like I should be able to get another 2 out of this. That may be it. So there's 1. And I'm not going to cut a partial block, I don't think. Or maybe I could. Maybe I could. Yeah. I'm just making sure I cut through everything. All right, so I am going to go ahead and cut the partial. We're going to go ahead and get the partial block out of there. Oh, you know what? I got to move it over. I can't cut off my cutting mat. It doesn't work that way. Except deep freezes in the shed, and well, me and old shed, I do not know about that one, right? I don't know. I might still try it. Just don't tell me what bugs I'm likely to come across so I don't panic about it beforehand, and then I should be okay. If I know about it beforehand, I'm likely to panic. All right, so that's scrap because it doesn't fit into any specific size. So it's not going into the blocks. So let's see, 1, 2, and 1, 2. And pairing it up like this means that I don't have to worry later as to whether or not I've got enough of anything. Because if I end up with one block that doesn't have enough, no bigs in that shed, that one I guarantee, right? I am not a bug fan. I am not a bug fan. All those people that like pin butterflies into the little display cases, and I don't know what they're called. I don't know what those people are called. But to me, they're just odd. I know that's like very judgmental of me, but to me, they're just odd. Oh no. So that fabric did not have a big enough piece at the end. So let's see. Okay, one of these does. So we're going to cut that down. So we have a 3-inch piece out of that. That is a good reason to save your scraps until you are done with the project. All right. So we've got that one. And I don't know if these are going into the right piles. I'm just going with it as I can go. All right. Let's see. Entomologist. Yes. Yes, that is exactly what we're talking about. I could not think of the word to save my life, though. I can't do a lot of things to save my life, apparently. Since that's my go-to phrase. That is my go-to phrase. So the nice thing about this fabric, because I had 2 fat quarters of it, they're already stacked together, so I didn't have to think too hard. I made this part of this a little bit easier. If I can get them picked up. There we go. Yeah, I could never be an entomologist. That would just not be... I could not... no. I would have nightmares. We're not doing the nightmares thing. I'm not doing that. I'm not a nightmares person. I could not do it. All right. So now we can cut the 2 3/4. And I don't know what I did to these fabrics, guys, but they have like a smell to them. And it's not a bad smell, but I guess like fabric softener smell maybe. Or maybe I was using Best Press at the time that I got these. So it could be Best Press. And I did not smell it until I was ironing them earlier. It doesn't smell bad. It's just, they do have an aroma to them. So this quilt will definitely get washed before it gets sold. And this quilt will be for sale. I'm not going to hang on to it. Let's see. I find bugs, spiders, and insects very interesting. So, okay, they're interesting, but they can stay interesting from a distance. That's where I kind of draw the line. They can stay interesting, but they're going to stay interesting from a distance. I have no desires to get up close and personal with all of those different kinds of crawly things that could potentially bite and leave marks. I am not into that. There's a lot of things that I will do. Bugs is not one of those things that I will do. All right. So we do not have bugs in my home because no, I could not. I could not. That would be a hard pass. I would wake up, like, if I wake up itchy, no. That would be way too much. All right. So if you didn't watch the beginning of this, or you just tuned in, so on these blocks, you need 2 of each size for each piece. Welcome in, Carrie. Glad you're here. Glad you joined in. We are working on cutting a card trick quilt tonight. We are working on cutting a card trick quilt. I found this fabric that I have had for forever, it feels like, back from when I was teaching quilting at the Hancock Fabrics and selling sewing machines by the seashore. And I am ready to use it up. I'm ready for it to be gone and to be used and to be loved in something other than my shelves. I had the grossest yellow white spider on my arm the other day. It was big, freaked me. I bet. Susan says, I have 3 brothers, so I taught myself not to be afraid of bugs or spider. Right. Welcome in, Jess. Glad you're here. Glad you made it in. So we are cutting this. I mean, do you call fabric vintage when it's like 10 years old? Because this is over 10 years. I know that much. Just finished piecing one of those. Now I can just need my backing to come in so I can quilt it right. I definitely have to get this. I will definitely have to get backing for this. Mona says she's never seen a yellow spider. She would have freaked out too. Welcome in, Katie. I have way too many native lizards to have issues with those critters. Yeah, no, I'm good. Y'all can keep the creepy, crawly, weirdy thingies. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm so good. I do not need them. I do not need them at all. I do not remember how many of these I cut before, and I've lost count. So we are just going to cut until probably, I don't know. We're going to cut another couple, and then we're going to start dividing it up. There are yellow garden spiders here. Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, spiders don't bother me as much as 6-legged creepy crawlies. Isn't vintage a 20-year thing? It might be. It might be. I don't know if this would be vintage at 10 years or not. It is definitely out of print. We can say that for sure. It would be out of print since Hancock Fabrics no longer exists. So, but I don't know about the other. Without the critters, though, there's no plants. I know that. But they can stay in the garden away from me. And that's what I'm going to go with. They can just stay all the way over there and leave me alone, and we're good. All right. And you know what? We're going to do the same thing we did before, where I layer them so that when I go to pick these up, I don't have massive amounts of confusion. So I'm going to layer them, and I'm going to layer this stripy fabric in with the others. So it's going to go in there twice like that. That way I don't potentially get confused on how many 6 legs. I know. Spiders are I'm much better with spiders than I am with anything with 6 legs. I mean, spiders have 6 legs, though. They have 8, but they have 6 to get to 8. I'm scrapping a backing for the dragonfly quilt I was working on. Oh, very cool. Very cool. I have got a quilt. Okay, I've got the backing for that. If you guys were there Sunday night, I was talking about the velveteen quilt. I've got the backing on the quilt frame. I kind of had to stop after that because in order to audition some designs, I needed a shower curtain, clear shower curtain, so I can like draw on it and not actually draw on the quilt itself. So I kind of had to hold off anyway. So the top is not loaded yet. The top needed to be loaded today, but I ended up working on the zipper with the leather, because that one's a rush job. I have been waiting a month for that zipper. I ordered it back in May, and it finally arrived today. It was supposed to arrive yesterday, but it didn't. So, I'm so proud of myself sewing through leather. It's been a while since I've done that, so I'm just so proud of myself. What did I do? Oh. How did I? Okay. I'm losing track of where I'm at, guys. I apologize. That's what happens when I talk too much. I will lose track. Welcome in, it's Kennedy. She says, hello, Alabama, and everyone. You know, Ollie was in the chat last night. It's Kennedy. And he said that he gets called Alabama by accident. So if Ollie's ever here, we got to be careful that he knows that you're talking to me and not to him. Oh, so much fun. This is going to make a lot more than I thought it would. I'm getting, this is going to go a lot further, I think. I don't know how big these blocks are actually going to be, because I was going off of a 6-inch block, and we're not going to be able to get a 6-inch block out of this. So I guess we'll see. I love zippers so much, that's why I put them in the bottom drawer of my closet. That's the forget it drawer, right? Oh, Rita. I don't mind zippers. That's not a problem. The bigger part of that one was the leather. The fact that it was on leather, that was the crazy part. That was the absolute crazy part of it. All right. I'm trying to work with both hands, and that's where my brain is. Like, I'm ambidextrous, so I can do this. But my brain, talking and doing this at the same time, is trying to malfunction. Oh my gosh. Now you guys see how my brain actually works. I am ambidextrous. You'll always be my Alabama, right? All right, let's see. Here's these two. Oh, I could have pulled one of those strip sets off, because I even have extra, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I will use the fabric somewhere else for some other project. All right, there's that one. And almost, there we go. Gotta get my fingers under it. All right, so I've got one more block of each of those sacks to go. All right, so here's my block for that one. And there's my block for that one. And block for that and that. Okay, so that entire stack is now done. So this is all scrap at this point. And appropriately enough, this last one didn't cut clean. So it's kind of good that I didn't pull it as part of my stack. Okay, so this is all scrap. Let's see. I can do so. Oh, yeah. All right. So let's see how many we've got so far. All right. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we got, that doesn't sound right to have 13 out of an even stack. All right, hang on. All right, that's 2. That's 4. That's 6. 8. 10. 12. 14. Okay, so 14 in that stack. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 18 total. All right, 1, 2. It's gonna make us at 20. Once I get the right fabrics there. There we go. And it's 20. All right, so this is 1, 2, Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know what? I'm going to count these later. I'm losing track. Okay, so we got more than 20 blocks, so 20 cards so far, so that will make 5 blocks. Divided by 4 is 5 blocks. I just like zippers, making buttons, and diamond tacks on cushions. Oh my gosh. Tammy, ever find that you lost a piece to a block and then cut another one only to find out 2 pieces? No comment. As of course, it's Kennedy sitting there answering. I've done that a few times actually. And I don't know if it's an extra block or what the deal is. So I have no idea what I'm going to be in for once I can get to it. See, I need to teach William how to do buttonholes. Because that was the one thing he said he didn't know how to do. Was buttonholes. So I guess I need to teach him how to do those, right? Because I'd have to teach him over Zoom, I think. Or maybe I could do it on a live. Do you think I could do it on live? I don't know if I could or not. I don't know. Alright, so this fat quarter is not cut straight, which is not surprising. So I'm going to line the bottoms up a little bit to maximize what I can get. Carrie has done that too. Oh, good night, Mona. She says, bye. Have a good evening. Thank you for coming to hang out for a little bit. I appreciate it. I know tonight's a little bit boring with just cutting and talking so far, but I didn't know if I could get to Ricky. Aren't they easy? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Buttonholes are easy. But William has said he's avoiding them like the plague, or something like that. So that's fine. I don't mind. I can teach. I don't mind teaching. So if he wants to learn, I will teach him. I do not mind. I won't even charge him for it. Aren't I sweet? All right. So we are going to, we're going to trim that rough edge off, and we're going to see how many cuts we get. We are going to see what we end up with. And what will probably happen is I will probably stop after I cut these, and then we'll pick it back up. I might cut the white, or I might cut the rest of this, and we'll just pick it back up another week. Because goodness knows this is going to take a little bit to cut all this, because we're already at an hour. And I know some of that was just trying to figure out how I wanted to cut it and which fabrics I wanted to cut first. But now that we have a cutting pattern down, I don't think it'll be that hard to finish cutting it all. Alright, so there's my 5 3/4. It is just nice to visit, isn't it? Isn't it? I mean, I will stay on as long as you guys want me to. I don't have anywhere I have to be tonight, so I'm good. If you want me to stay live, I will stay live. I do not mind. All right. I'm going to pick up my 2 3/4 if I can. It apparently does not want to budge. I've got to look into either a new mat or a new rotary blade. And I thought I just changed my rotary blade out, so I don't know. It was cutting fine last night, so I don't know what the deal is today. 2 blocks sewn. Congratulations, Susan. Congrats. 2 blocks is better than no blocks, which is where I'm sitting right now. That's where I'm sitting right now. Is no blocks sewn. But I literally had no idea. Susan says, keep going. All right. We will do it. As long as you guys want to hang out, I will hang out. All right. And the puppy is settled, which makes it even easier. I don't have to worry about him getting into anything. Try cleaning it out. Fabric. Yeah, I know. And I have cleaned it out multiple times, but I don't know. My 60 millimeter, I need a new screw for it because the screw has actually got some cuts into the screw from the center hole of the blades, and it is not cutting at all. So my 60 millimeter needs a new screw. So I can't just swap to that rotary cutter because I was thinking about that. I was like, ooh, I could do that. No, I can't. No, I can't. Not tonight, I can't. Not until I get a new blade or a new screw for it. Alright. So we're getting the same number of strip sets out of this that we got out of the other. The nice thing is, you're giving me the gumption to keep sewing. Oh, very cool. Okay, that works. I'm keeping you inspired. I can handle that. That helps a little bit. That helps a little bit. All right. You guys are about to see something you haven't seen out of me in a while. I'm about to show you. Because I don't really want to move these again. You guys are going to get to see me stand up and cut. I'll stick one in with your scraps that I'm going to send out. Oh, very cool. Thank you. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate it. And I just got scraps from one person. Oh gosh, this past weekend. I picked it up on Saturday. It was at my mailbox on Saturday. And oh, it was so cool. They had pre-cut everything for me, so I didn't have to worry about pre-cutting anything. So that was really nice. All right, so I'm going to move these out. These are I'm going to have to trim off the selvage for. But that way I can see them and I know exactly where I'm at. And I went and got shorts today because I now really no longer fit all of my shorts. So I'm having to buy new shorts because my other shorts are too big now. And while I was at the store trying on shorts, I was just thinking, these prices are ridiculous. I was all I could think about the entire time I'm trying on shorts. I'm like, these prices are crazy. Who else agrees that clothing prices have gone the way of the cuckoo bird? Y'all got quiet. I know, it's rare to see me stand up. I know. I know it's a big deal. All right. We're going to line up on that 3 again. And I haven't even looked at how much my head is in the way. All prices. Yeah, all prices have gone up. It is kind of crazy. I didn't even realize I'm ducking my head in the way. You can thank the tariffs for that. They were going up before then, though, Katie. The prices were going up before the tariffs. Yeah, I am leaning into the camera. I am so sorry, guys. I just realized that. I didn't even think about where the camera was. So, how are you enjoying the back of my head? I hope my hair is brushed well enough. Oh, I just moved that one. Okay. So it's going to come down here now. And we'll just go and move that one up. And we'll use this ruler still. All right. And sometimes with this light on, the light refracts off or reflects off of the ruler too much, so I can't see. Thankfully, that's not hurting me right now, but it could later. Let's see. All right, 3-inch strip. Last one out of these. All right, and these are too small to use. All right. Woohoo! Okay, that's enough standing up for a little bit. And I'll count in just a minute. We're going to trim the selvages off of these. Need a pair of walking shoes. Yes, it will be an investment, Pam. You are not wrong about that. I mean, I'm looking and shorts are like $21 a pair. And I'm like, I'm shocked. I have not bought clothes in forever though, guys. I don't buy myself clothes. It takes a lot for me to want to buy clothes. I mean, I have to be falling out of my clothes or my clothes have to be falling off of me. I don't enjoy clothes shopping. If occasionally if I see something super cute, I might actually want it and go ahead and bite the bullet and get it. But it is so rare for me. Most of the time, I don't want to have anything to do with buying clothes. I am not like that. All right. I'm not going to worry about counting. We're just going to stack. We're just going to grab a pile and stack. And I'm going to stack it in piles of 2, and then I'll stack them up again later. So, need clothing desperately. I understand that, Katie. Yeah, I was shocked that clothing prices were as high as they were. You know, I know Goodwill is like insanely priced, but it's almost tempting to go to Goodwill to see if I can get clothes any cheaper than what I'm getting at even Walmart. So, I mean, I did buy myself a swimsuit this year because I needed a swimsuit for going to the pool and all of that. Like, I did not have a swimsuit that fit, so I had already bought a swimsuit. But now here I am needing shorts and all these other clothes. Carrie says she only buys clothes when she needs to replace ones that have worn into rags. I'd rather buy quilting cotton. Right? Maybe we should all start making scrappy clothes. I thought about it. I seriously thought about it. Because I was like, you know what? It might be cheaper for me to make my own clothes. But then that would cut into my quilting time. And I'm not sure if I want to cut into my quilting time. So that's where I kind of stopped with that idea. It was a great idea. It was a great idea until what had happened was I will once I figure out how to make them Kennedy, right? I mean, we make quilts, so we can make like quilted coats and things like that. But you don't want to wear a quilt in this middle of summer. I don't anyway. I am ready to enjoy the warm weather for the little bit that we have it here. So I am not about to go diving into a whole bunch of heavy clothes. All right. I did forget that I will end up with an extra one because I need matched pairs. And everything else down here is already matched into pairs. So, ended up with an extra square. No big deal. No big deal. We can make it work. And I'm just doing these, again, I'm just doing them into pairs of 2 because that's what I need for each card of the card trick block. So, loose thread that managed to get in there. Pam says, if I still wore skirts, I would make simple ones, but shorts or pants, no. Okay, so I can start moving. Bringing the 60s back. I wasn't around in the 60s to bring it back. Okay, I can make pants and shorts and all of that. I can make dresses. I'm not making swimwear, so I would buy that anyway. That is never going to be something I make because I have no desire to make it. But I would make pants and shorts. They just won't fit as nicely as the pants or shorts that I can buy already done. And I really do wear them until they wear out. I know that, the clothes that I'm buying are probably fast fashion, so to speak, but I don't wear them like fast fashion. I wear them until there is nothing left of them to wear. I've got one shirt right now that is probably going to have to be upcycled because it is so incredibly thin and it really isn't appropriate to wear out anywhere because it is that see-through. And it's one of my favorite shirts too, which really stinks because I'd really like it to last longer, but it is what it is, right? Sometimes we can't be choosy. I wasn't either, but it could be fun. Shorts are really easy. They can be easy. They're not always, but they can be. All right, so I'm going to put the selvages. Let's grab the selvages. We're going to put the selvages all towards one side. And I can cut through more than 3 layers at a time, but I'm not going to. Just because I've been having those issues with my rotary blade today not liking me. And it just picked today to not like me. So I don't know what I did. I must have said something that I wasn't supposed to say. Because the rotary cutting police of my rotary cutter have decided that I have sinned, apparently. So I am not allowed to say anything about my rotary cutter. So we're just going to pray that she works long enough for me to cut this out. All right. How close can I get? I could probably get there. There's one little outfit thing that I went looking for today, and I don't know if I still have it, but I know that for a while I couldn't wear it, but I probably could now, but I can't find it. I still have dresses in, like sundresses and such, in my closet, so I may end up getting to pull those out this year, now that I've lost some weight and can probably wear them again. So we shall see. We shall see. But if I can't wear them, then they're just going to hang out there until I can. My ruler slipped, guys. We're just going to take it and roll with it. Just going to take it and roll with it. Did I even cut that large enough? Yeah, okay. I was cutting it at the right measurement. I was cutting it at the 2 3/4 we decided on. All right, maybe the fabric causing the rotary blade issues. Oh, the sizing could be doing that. Yeah, it absolutely could be. I mean, it smells good. Don't get me wrong. It smells like florally, fabric softenery a little bit. But I didn't tend to use fabric softeners with my fabrics. So if there is anything in it, it probably is the Best Press. I'm planning on sewing a large block patchwork drawstring shirt mid-length. I'll make it 2-sided, so reversible and not see-through. Oh, very cool idea. Very cool idea. I was planning to make some scrub tops to wear here in my studio. And that way I wouldn't have thread all over my shirt. So like when I go out after I've been sewing all day, I just change out of my scrub top and put a regular everyday t-shirt on. And I haven't even gotten around to doing that yet. So, and I've even looked for scrub tops that are already pre-made so I wouldn't have to make my own, but have I been successful? No. No, I have not. No, I have not. All right. This strip got moved a little bit, so I'm moving it back. All right. And again, I don't remember how many I cut, so I'm not worried about that. Bear with me just a minute, guys. Okay. Just having to make sure that there wasn't pigeons on the patio, because there was a lot of noise coming from the patio, and it's just wind. Planning on sewing a large, oh, yeah, patchwork drawstring skirt midi length. Yep. See, I don't wear a lot of skirts, though. I will wear shorts and pants all the time, but I will occasionally wear skirts, but it is so rare. One of the things I actually picked up, if you've not been in your local Walmart lately looking at their clothing section, my local Walmart has skirts. So I actually picked up a denim skirt today. Kind of shocked because I've never really been into them, but it fit perfectly. So I'm not gonna complain about it. It was something new to pick up and try. Oh, I paired the wrong fabrics. Here we go. I bet you those are in the wrong order. Yep, that's what it is. They're in the wrong order. All right. Let's see. Welcome in, Zaza. Glad you're here. She says, hi, everyone. We are cutting into some almost vintage. This is 10-year-old fabric. It is from Hancock Fabrics back in the day. And it is from Meliss, the Meliss lines. And this is called Hanging Gardens 2. That was the name of this line. So if you're liking any of these fabrics, if you want to go look for out of print fabrics, that's what it was called. Good luck if you find it, or good luck looking for it. I have no idea if anyone has any of this still anymore, but it was high quality fabric, and it has been put up and stored and moved and shoved around and all of that for way too long. So it's time to use it. The top fabric is really pretty. This orange, the orange, or are you talking about the purple here? I like the purple. I'm not a big fan of this orange, but I like that purple. But that's me. I'm purple. I'm a purple person. I am a purple person through and through. So we've got quite a few blocks going. I will have to count these before I go on to cutting the white, because if I don't want to cut the white too much and end up with too small or too many pieces. So if I need some like filler in or border or something like that later, I want to have that still available to do. The orange, okay, yeah. You may have to scroll back. This was the only fat quarter of it that I had left, so you may have to scroll back if you want to see a bigger picture of it. It was definitely one of the fabrics I had on top at the beginning of the live. It's some pretty busy fabric. Oh, there's some extra. Yeah, it's some pretty busy fabric. So, but it's all going to get used up. And we're going to try to make a card trick block. That is the goal with this, is to make a card trick block. Or a card trick quilt. We'll put it that way, card trick quilt. Because it's going to make a lot more than one block. I can just pair these however I want to. I'm not a fan of purple. Purple clothing doesn't suit me, so I avoid it even in quilting. I understand that. See, oranges and yellows don't typically suit me either. So I tend to avoid them. All right. So now we have 2 ginormous stacks. But this is probably not enough for one quilt. So I'm going to keep cutting if you guys are good with that. I hope you guys are good with that. All right, let's get the rotary cutter out of the way and let's see what we got and how we can do it. All right, so this one's coming out for the moment. It will go back in on its own, or it may end up actually being a border. Just depends on how many blocks we end up with, because I've also got to cut the white as well. And I only have 1 yard of the white. So I'm thinking that we'll have enough, but I'm not sure. But we're gonna cut what we can. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer, I've got 3 fabrics, they're all folded in half. So we're gonna be cutting through 6 layers for some of this. And then when we run out of 1, we're gonna be cutting through 2 or 4, and then we're gonna be cutting through 1 set, so 2 fabrics. So we're gonna start with cutting off through 6. And we're gonna do the same thing we were doing before. We're gonna cut that 5 3/4 and then cut it down. So we're just gonna cut all of this. And if I have to sub in some other fabric for that white, worst case scenario, that's what I'll do. Because that is Kona white, so I could potentially get more of it. I really didn't want to buy any fabric for this quilt. Especially since I'm using stuff you can't get anymore. But we'll do that. We'll do it if we have to. All right. So yeah, there we go. I found a string underneath there. I could feel it. All right. And this is the last of the full strip fabrics that I've got. I've got a little bit of some of these still left, just little bits left. So if it comes down to it and we have run out of fabric for whatever reason, and I just need to make 1 more block, I have just enough to make probably 1 more block or 1 more card or something like that out of some of the leftovers. So if it comes down to it, that is an option that we have. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this to level this up. Now some of this is, I could have shifted it over, but some of it I can't. So I'm just not gonna worry about it. Not gonna worry about it. All right, and there we go. So it's cutting beautifully through 6 layers. It just didn't like me earlier. You ever have one of those days? Susan says she can wear purples, blues, just no yellow or orange. I can't wear yellow or orange either. It just washes me out and makes me look so sick. I mean, I occasionally look sick to begin with, but it really makes me look sick. All right, so we're gonna cut the 5 3/4. Okay, and we're gonna make sure that I cut through all the way. Oh, just at the very end on those selvages. All right. The selvages did not like me. That's okay. We can make the selvages like me. All right, so we're gonna line this up over here just so that I can cut that other strip out. Cut the one that's 3 and then the one that's 2 3/4. Now guys, when I go to baseball games, do you guys want me to post the link to where you can watch the baseball game? Do you guys want to watch baseball games while I'm out there? Well, I still wear the yellow. Yeah, I can't. I can't do it. I can't. Because when I'm out at the baseball games here in town, there is a link where you can watch it. I don't wear yellow or orange, but I like bright colors, and my quilts are very pale pastels. There's no middle ground. I love it. See, I I can't wear yellow or orange, but I don't use yellow a lot. There's a quilt coming up that you guys will be shocked. There is going to be a lot of yellow in it. A lot. Like, you guys are not going to even know that it was me because there's that much yellow in it. But sometimes you got to. Sometimes the quilt just needs it. And you'll see what I'm talking about when I get to working on it. You guys are definitely going to see it. Alright. Let's see. Almost got it cut through. There we go. Alright, so this is going to be extra because it's not big enough to make both sets. Welcome in, Denise. Just a short visit, that's okay. Glad you're here. Thank you for stopping in. We are working on cutting fabrics. These are Meliss fabrics from Hancock Fabrics from back in the day. And I'm thinking 2011 or 2012 is when these came out, or when I got them. And I've had them hanging around, and I am tired of just watching them hang around. So they are getting cut up, and we are going to do the card trick block with these fabrics and turn them into a beautiful card trick block quilts. I've got some Kona white and some Kona gray to go along with it, and we're going to see how far I can make that stretch. Oh, Chloe might watch a baseball game. Well, I will be going because Mr. Siberian Wind is going to be calling the plate. Well, he'd be calling bases either way, but he'll be calling the plate tomorrow night. So I'm going to be out there tomorrow night. Pam says she's playing with some of her scraps and got into the yellow shoebox last night. Oh, I love it. Yes, guys, if you have not voted, thank you, Chloe. I'm glad you did that. If you have not voted yet, the next project that we're going to do on, like the next big project that we're going to bring to the Siberian Wind here is going to either be Yuletide Sampler 2, or it will be the Alice's sampler quilt, Alice in Wonderland sampler quilt. So please go click on that link to vote. And at that link to vote, you will get a link to each of those patterns so you can see what they're going to look like. So you can vote and see which one you would rather see put together. I have no idea what the Alice in Wonderland quilt would look like. Oh, Yuletide Sampler 2 is winning the vote at 58%. I know, Kathy is in love with that quilt. She has voted for that one, and she's like, I want to see that one. So, yeah, go vote. Go let me know which one you want to see over here on my channel. And that will be the project that we do. You have until 1 week from today. You have until June 17th to put your vote in. So on June 17th, I will close the votes and we will announce it Tuesday night with the live. So on June 17th, I will close it and we will announce same day. I am so excited. So excited. And it's going to get started in August. Or no, it's going to be starting in September. I'm not going to be doing anything major in August. We still have a freebie quilt to do in August. But I'm not going to be starting a new project like that in August. So we'll start that in September. So whatever you guys vote on and wins is what we're going to start in September. So it's important to vote. It's important to vote. Do your civic duty and vote. I have a layer cake of the fabrics featured. Oh, now that's perfect, Chloe. I don't even have that. Like I've got fabrics that I think will work for it, but I'm going to have to audition everything and make sure, because I'm not sure if everything that I've got will work. But I found Yuletide Sampler and I kept looking at it and looking at it and looking at it, and I couldn't leave it at the store. So it came home with me because I kept looking at it and I was so in love with it that I'm going to do it one way or the other. Whether I do it on the channel or not, that's another story. But I know that I wanted to do it. I knew that I wanted to do it. All right, so we're gonna cut the 3" again. So I have the 2 3/4 left. And I might have enough of this bottom fabric to cut one more set. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. All right, let's move this out of the way. Ooh, I didn't cut through. I didn't cut through again. I guess I'm being more careful when I have more layers. I'm just not being so careful when I don't have as many layers. I bet they are too. I bet they are too. Okay, so I do not have enough of this left. I have a 5" strip left, just barely. It'd be more like 4 3/4, so I really don't have enough of this left. So I would have to cut in like half this block, like half that strip. And if I need to do that, that's what I'll do. I think this backing is finally big enough. Tomorrow I'll make the Franken batting. Maybe I can get it quilted before I have to go out of town next week. Oh, that'd be fantastic. That'd be exciting to feel accomplished to have it done. That'd be so very cool. I know that I have been needing that serotonin boost, the dopamine hit from getting things done and finished. So last night on Williams Live, I finished out that paper piecing block that we did on Sunday night. So I finished that out. So it is done. And it is now in my UFO box, my orphan blocks box. So it will go to a different quilt at some point in time. I don't know when, but it will end up going to a good home eventually as well. So, and I will back it. Believe me, I will back it. Maybe the blade is nicked. I thought about that too, but it was cutting beautifully before, so I don't know. I really don't want to change it again because I just changed it maybe 2 days ago. So I really shouldn't need to change it. That's why I'm waiting on changing it, because I don't want to change it if I don't absolutely need to. And it's cutting most things beautifully. It's just those one-offs that it's just not doing. And my life probably would be simpler if I would just go ahead and change it and bite the bullet and change it. But I'm starting to run low on rotary blades. And they're expensive here, so I'd have to order them. And I'm just not ready to order yet. Like, I need to feel like I have enough to order. It's a mental thing. It's not actually anything else but mental. So it is what it is. All right, so I'm going to use this ruler for the selvages at least. I did finally get 4 quilts delivered on Saturday. Oh yeah, that is major progress, Carrie. That's fantastic progress. Guys, if you've not registered for the retreat yet, if you want to be at the retreat at the end of June, please go register for that. It's !retreat in the chat, and Nightbot will put the link up there. Maybe you'll need half blocks on the edges. You can use the fabric you have the most on half blocks. That's very possible. I could potentially do that. That's a great idea, Rayanne. That is a fantastic idea. So, I mean, I've got enough leftover pieces. So once I get to the point of being done with the majority of this, then I can look at what I want to do to finish it out, and if I want to put the rest of the fabric in there, or if I think it's enough, or what. All right, so that's one row cut. Check the bolt, make sure it isn't over tight. It isn't. It's like super, it's like just the right. It's not too tight, but it's got plenty of looseness in it. It's not overly loose, like it's not falling out loose. But I think I'm getting lazy in the way I'm cutting too. I think that's part of it as well, is I'm just being a little lazy. So that could be part of it as well. Because if you're not actually holding the rotary blade down to cut with when you go all the way across, then it may not cut. But see, now it's cutting. If I'm paying attention, it cuts. There we go, Chloe. Thank you so much. So Chloe's put the retreat link in there, guys. So if you want to register for the retreat, you do not have to stay the whole time with the retreat, okay? If you have other things going on, that is okay. You have a life. You are, a human. I think all of us are humans, maybe. Can't do this retreat because of family commitments. Next one will be August. I don't know when in August. Welcome in, Jacqueline. Glad you're here. Yeah, so it will be in August. I just don't have exact dates because I do have family coming in from out of town. So I need to know exactly when they're coming in, when they're leaving. So August may be an early retreat is what I'm thinking. It won't be the end of the month like I've been doing, I think, because I think my family's going to be here for the end of the month. So that way I'm not disturbing my family, visiting with my husband and all of that. And I'm able to spend time with them as well because, they don't live in Wyoming. Welcome in, Helen. Glad you're here. Thank you for stopping in tonight. I'm glad I'm still live for everybody to stop in. This is very cool. I guess I need to hang out longer. Welcome in, Sherry. Glad you're here too. Yay! Everybody's getting over here. I'm not disappointed in that at all. All right, so this last cut, I'm going to get some blocks, but I'm not going to get all of them. So we will just see what I have when I get ready to pair them up, I think. Or maybe not. Let's see, that one cut. This one didn't. That one did. This one did, and that one didn't. Okay. So it looks like my lighter colored fabrics cut, but my bolder ones didn't. Which is okay. It happens. Because there's not enough fabric left to cut. The month estimate. Oh, okay. That works. But yeah, I think August will be an early in the month retreat. And then after that, we will probably do one in October as well. I don't know if we'll do one in December because everybody is super busy in December. But this year I've kind of stuck to the even numbered months for the freebie projects and for the retreats. So December will not have a freebie project guarantee. We may have a project, we may not. Just happens to be what it happens to be. Last December we did the paper piecing project that I just finished up my block for, that I was using super thin fabrics for, that I don't recommend you do. But we'll do something in December. I just don't know what. I don't know what we're going to end up with, project wise, like what kind of needs we're going to have. If I do a project in December, it will probably be early in December. So that way, if you guys want to make it for a Christmas presents or something like that, then you can do that. I think I might have one idea of what we can do for December this year. Last year we did the gnomes. We did the dollar store gnomes, Dollar Tree gnomes. And I still have stuff to finish out a gnome, but I think I'm done doing the gnomes for a little bit. At least those guys. They're cute, but I think they're done. All right, here's my ruler. I had a dog that was sick to her stomach, so that kept me from coming on. Oh, I understand that, Sherry. I totally understand. And when puppies are throwing up and not feeling too good, it makes it hard to focus. It's kind of like that cat, with a hairball in the middle of the night sound. It's just very distracting. Oh, I have had cats before, but I don't currently have any, and I don't think I will ever get cats again. I am definitely in the dog world, and I know dogs can be a lot of work, but I think that's better suited for what I need. Everybody saying hello. I'm glad you guys are here, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to join in. Thank you, thank you. We may actually count all these. She looks so guilty for getting sit. Oh gosh. It's funny how they all seem to have like these emotions that we interpret like she might not actually be guilty, but when she looks guilty, yeah. Them looking guilty is sometimes the funniest thing in the world and sometimes the saddest thing. My my puppy did a funny guilty the other day. So when I go out to the sewing lab on Saturdays, there's one lady there that works there. And so when she's there, I absolutely can explain the retreat. Okay, so the way that the retreat works is it is all online. It's all virtual. You don't have to go anywhere or do anything special. You don't have to bring a specific project. You can bring whatever you want to work on. You're going to hang out in your sewing area, or your living room, or wherever you want to hang out with your phone or your tablet or your computer, however you want to access the retreat. It is on Zoom. So you turn your camera on if you feel comfortable turning your camera on. If you just feel comfortable chatting, you might just need to let us know that you're just going to be chatting, because some people forget to look at the chat. So let us know that you're going to be chatting. But you can just turn your microphone on, whatever you feel comfortable doing. But you're going to see me, and you're going to see whoever else has decided to join in at whatever time that you're there. And you work on projects. We chit chat about our lives. We don't typically talk politics or religion. We do kind of keep those topics off the table. But we talk about quilting. We talk about our pets. We talk about our significant others or our families. We talk about quilting. We ask questions. We share. It's just like you're hanging out with me here in my studio, but you're doing it as well. You're hanging out with your camera or your microphone, or you're just chatting in the chat and just hanging out. Sherry says the retreats are fun. They are so much fun. They are so much fun. You learn so much about everybody else. You can put names to faces. I don't remember faces, so I'm never going to remember your face. That's nothing personal. I'm just not going to remember your face, but I'm going to remember your voice and the way that you talked and the things that you showed. I'm going to remember all of that, and that's all I remember. So it's not going to be out on YouTube. So, the 50 million people of the world, I know million is way too low, but how many ever people are out there in the world, they are not all able to watch it because it is not on YouTube. It is just private on just Zoom. And it is just to whoever is a subscriber and who is registered for the retreat. Yeah, everybody is on Zoom. Yeah. So you can there's a Zoom app that you can download to your phone. There's one for your tablet, one for your laptop or your computer. So yeah, you can join in on whatever electronic device that you want that can access Zoom, that can access the internet and access Zoom. So yeah, absolutely. And people will come and go as they need to. Um, not this last retreat, but the retreat before this, I actually had to leave because I had to go to a quilting garage sale to see what I could come home with. And so I was gone. Yeah, I will send out a link. And so when you register for the retreat, it does ask you, it does give you a place to put that you are not familiar with Zoom or you haven't used Zoom before. So that way, 11 billion, you're funny, Zaza. That might be right. Uh, but yeah, I send you a link. You'll click on that. And that will open up into your Zoom. So you click on it on whatever device you've got. So if you're going to access it on your computer, make sure that you can access whatever email address you use to register for it. Make sure you can access that on your computer. If you're going to use it on your phone or your tablet, same thing. Just make sure you can access that email address on that device. That makes your job a lot easier. But when you sign up for the Zoom retreat, if you're not familiar with Zoom or you haven't used Zoom in a really long time or you're not comfortable using Zoom, just select that you're not comfortable using Zoom or that you haven't used it before. And that way I will know to be watching for you for when you come to join in so I can help you. And then anyone else who is ready and willing and wants to help others with Zoom, they are able to select that they are comfortable with Zoom and they're ready to help. So that way there's more than just me hanging out as well. But yeah, it is open. It is open. So what will happen is on Friday the 27th of June, I will close the Zoom retreat signups. So you have to sign up before my freebie live for June ends. So during that live, I will have that link still valid, still open. But once that once that live ends, the link for signing up will be done. And then the retreat is June 28th and 29th. And it will start Saturday morning. I will send a link in email and I will open it up. Usually I'm opening it up at 6 a.m. my time, 6 a.m. Mountain time. So that would be 5 a.m. your time because you're Pacific. But I open it up at 6 a.m. my time and you don't have to be there right at the start. So don't panic. You don't have to get up super early or anything. Just whenever you get up and you're ready to come join, you get up, come join, come click your link and it will log you in. And then let's say you need to go because you got to go get lunch or you've got to go run some errands, get groceries, whatever. That's fine. You can leave. And then when you get ready to come back and you want to come back, you can come back. It's going to run from Saturday morning, 6 a.m. my time, 6 a.m. Mountain time, all the way through 6 p.m. Mountain time on Sunday evening. So 5 p.m. your time, Sunday evening on the 29th. That way I have a little bit of time to, yeah, absolutely. Sherry says she's going to be in Ohio at that time, so she'll pop in and talk. Absolutely. So yeah, just make sure you've registered for it so you get the link. But yeah, so it is, I open it and then even if I have to go to sleep, because I did have to on this last retreat, there's no way I was going to stay awake. I just had surgery at the beginning of April. So, what will happen is during the middle of the night, I will turn my lights down a little bit, but my camera stays running. So at any time, if you pop in and I'm not there, that's okay. You can come in and hang out. And frequently, there's other people still hanging out as well. So there's no need for you to worry that you will be the only one there because most of the time, there's almost always somebody else there too hanging out. And it is really relaxing to join in. When is Mountain Time in relation to Eastern? Mountain Time is, so it's 7:49 p.m. right now here or 7:50. It is 9:50 p.m. Eastern Time right now. So we are 2 hours behind. So like, they hit midnight and then we are still at like 10 p.m. If that makes sense. Does that help? Is that... Because I know you're closer to Eastern time. I know you probably translate for Eastern time a lot easier. And I work on whatever project I have got hanging around. Frequently, I have ended up working on, oh gosh, I have ended up working on client projects like last retreat that you can't see the link. It's not tonight. It was in, okay, good night, Chloe. Thank you for being here. Let's do exclamation retreat. Zaza, put exclamation retreat in the chat, and Nightbot will give you a link. That's the easier way to do it. That's the much easier way to do it. Because Nightbot helps me out a lot. All right, everybody saying goodnight to Chloe. Absolutely. She's had a rough couple of weeks. I'm glad she was able to be here for a little bit. Oh, there we go. Susan's got it. Susan's got the retreat link coming up for us. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate it. 7 hours, yes. Absolutely. That would make sense. I'm just stacking these up as I go. I don't even know if I'm going to count them tonight. I don't even know. But at least they will all be paired up into their blocks. And then we can deal with counting them later and go from there. Because I think I'm going to call it after this, because then I will have to count before I cut the white. So I kind of have an idea of when I need to stop. I hope I don't have extras. Oh well, if I have extras, we'll figure it out. We will definitely figure it out. But yeah, so retreats are really fun. Is it a doable thing for you, Zaza? Ooh, good question. I would love to have you come join in on the retreat, Zaza. I'd love to. Retreat really is a great time, guys. It really is. And it's laid back, it's kick back and relax. It's not, there's nothing high speed about it. If you've got questions, if you want to do the freebie project that I just issued out the day before, if you want to do the freebie project, then you'll have me unfettered access to me to ask me questions about the project and show me where you're stuck, show me what you need help with. So I'm there for that as well. Absolutely there for all of it. I think even if I wasn't going to stop, I think I would be hitting my limit right about now, because I think I'm about 2 hours in. 2 hours? Yeah, I'm about 2 hours in. So that explains why I'm starting to tire. I have only been able to handle like an hour and a half to 2 hours at tops. I managed to make it 3 hours last night on Williams Live, and that was about it. In retreat, I can be quiet, and other people are talking too. So I think the talking is what takes it out of me the most. I think that's where I get stuck. So I have not been able to do long lives since my surgery. Maybe I can make part of it. I thought the commitment was that weekend, but it's not the whole weekend. Yeah, absolutely, Carrie. Yeah, I would love to have you come join if you were able to. If you were able to. I don't want you to panic if you can't. I love retreat, guys. I absolutely love retreat. If I did not have the option to still keep my Zoom going for a retreat, I would be crying because I need that Zoom retreat to keep going. It is so much worth it. So very worth it. I get so much done. I actually get, I kind of stick in front of my machine for a while. I actually sew. I do, believe it or not, I actually eat. So I don't, forget to eat while I'm on retreat. I will forget to eat during the normal week, but I do not forget to eat during retreat. So Mr. Siberian Wind will actually be home for retreat. So he can actually make me food, so I don't have to think about it at all. Which is super nice. He is leaving this Friday to go out of town, and he'll be out of town for 8 days. The Zoom, it's like 150 a year, I think, or 170, something like that. But, in this day and age, we're all cutting expenses everywhere. So if when I cut expenses, Zoom is the one thing I don't cut. Don't panic. It's too exhausting. Once I confirm family thing. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because we remind you. That's true. You guys do remind me to eat. You absolutely do. She is not joking about that. All right, so these I don't have the full amount of everything on. So I'm just going to change the piles that they're going into. All right, so those two don't have any extra. All right, so that one we're going to pair there. So I'll have a couple of extra of the small pieces, but that's okay. All right, so there's that one. All right, so aside from, oh, good night, Zaza. Oh, 3 a.m. Yes, absolutely get some sleep. The few Zoom retreats I've been a part of have been so wonderful. When I was stuck on a PMQ clue and there were 3 ladies who were great. Yes. Oh, no, free for you guys. Oh, Helen, absolutely free. No charge. Yeah, just the time that you're coming to hang out. That's your only expense. Is coming to hang out and spending time. That is it. That is absolutely it. All right. So I've got 2 ginormous stacks. And these are going to be my cards, guys. So these are my cards. They are 4-inch tall stacks. So I've got 2 of them. So we're going to see how far they end up going. I will count them in a little bit. And then I will probably tomorrow, I'm thinking. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to do it. But I will cut into this white, this Kona white, and I will get my strip sets cut and see how far it can go. And then I've got a little bit of extra of the white, so I can cut a few more pieces out of, the extra. And then I do have this gray. So worst case scenario, I will cut a little bit of background out of this gray too. And we will partner it up. We will make it work, guys. We'll make it work. So that is all of the Melissa fabric that I had left over from 2011, 2012, sometime around then. And all I have left from cutting all of that fabric into these pieces, I'm going to show you. So here's my gray that I'm going to pair with it. So I've got a little strip. This is like 5 inches. That's about 4-inch strip, I think. Maybe about 5. I've got a few scrap pieces. And I have a strip. I have a little bit that I can cut maybe another card or 2 out of. Of that one, I have a little bit that I can cut another card or 2 out of for that one. Got just scrap strip right there. I can cut a little bit of card out of that one. And then I've got some strips here that I can't cut any of the card pieces out of because they're not big enough. And some more strips. And then I do have some more of this straight material. I'm going to wait and see how many cards I've got. before I cut into this, because this fabric matches every single fabric in the line. It has every single fabric in it, and it is a great border. It's not gonna be enough for doing a whole border for the entirety of the quilt, but it might be enough if I need to increase the length or the width of the quilt just a little bit. So between this strip of it and this bigger piece, I might have enough to do a border around the card trick blocks to make the quilt just a hair bigger. So we're going to call it a night on this. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. I really appreciate that you spent the time to come hang out with me. I know this is, 2 hours is normally not as long as I go. I normally go like 1 hour maybe on Tuesday nights. So thank you for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate that. I will be live again Thursday night with Kathy from My Hobby Home. I will post a link, guys, on the community tab. If you want to watch the baseball game I'm going to be sitting at tomorrow night, then you are welcome to watch it on YouTube. The Casper Spuds do have a YouTube channel, so you guys can watch that baseball game. You can watch it live, or you can watch it on replay. I will be there. You probably won't see me. I don't think normally that you can see the crowd. You are so welcome, Susan. She says, thanks for the extra hour, Tammy. You rock. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate your enthusiasm, Susan. It helps. But yeah, so I will post a link on the community tab. So if you guys want to watch the game that I'm sitting at tomorrow night, you are more than welcome to do that. And just know that I'm thinking quilt designs while I'm watching the baseball game go. And then I will be back Thursday night with Kathy from My Hobby Home. We're going to work on Land That I Love. That only runs through July 31st. So if you have not been watching along, now's kind of the time to catch up with where we're at with it. If you want to see how far we've gotten, I will try to bring my design wall out for Thursday night so you guys can see my quilt. But I will see you guys Thursday night, and then I will be live again Sunday night at 8 p.m. Mountain for After Sunset Sunday, guys. Oh, fantastic, Susan. She says 3 more blocks sewn during the final hour. That's fantastic. So I will see you guys later. If you've not petted some fabric, go pet some fabric. Get that dopamine boost. Get that serotonin levels up. And I will see you